Right. Well, good evening, everybody. Oh no, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. So, welcome to this appointments committee meeting. There's no fire alarms planned for this afternoon. Should the alarm sound, please leave by the nearest available emergency exit. Two of the closest exits are through the glass doors behind you and to my left, and through the double doors into the riverside behind you as well, which is where we all come in this afternoon, wasn't it? And please muster over by the Café des Amis. The meeting is being minuted, recorded and live streamed via the council's website. So Sarah, any apologies for absence?
Apologies received from Councillors Turnbull and Councillor Carnac, Chair.
Okay, do we have substitute members?
Councillor Andrew Harvey is present for Councillor Turnbull and Councillor Joe Howes is present for Councillor Rachel Carnac.
That's excellent, thank you. So we have a full meeting and represented, thank you. Okay, declarations of interest by any members or officers. Sarah, anybody declared already?
No declarations received in advance, Chair.
Is there anybody here wishes to declare of interest? I've got, take Joe Howes first, Councillor Howes.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a member of the Harbour Board.
Thank you. And Councillor Dixie? So Councillor Dixie and Councillor Howes are both members of the Harbour Board. Thank you very much. Any other declarations? Okay. Right, the next thing is the minutes of the meeting held on the 7th of July in 2023. You've all had a chance to look at those, I'm sure. If we're happy to take those as a true record of that meeting, if I could just have your general assent to that. Thank you for that. General assent is accepted. Okay. Just before we move through to item 5, which is where we're going to exclude the press and public and go into private session, I'd like to propose a change to our agenda this afternoon to allow one of our officers, Liam, to explain, to propose to introduce the item of business and the Whitstable Harbour Board, to appoint the independent co-opted member and receive a brief outline of the process that's been undertaken from the officer, Liam Willerton. So Liam's here, and as we talked just before the meeting as well, but if you're happy for that to be introduced by Liam, just the process and how we got to this point when we're able to, in closed session in a few moments' time, discuss the appointment that was recommended by that initial process. So if you're happy for that, I need your general assent that we have that introduction first. Thank you for that. And with that, Liam, could I ask you to make that introduction, please? Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. New governance arrangements have changed the makeup of Whitstable Harbour Board. Councillor membership has been reduced from 8 to 5, and independent membership has been increased from 3 to 4. And this is in line with the Department for Transport's Ports Good Governance guidance. So the new governance arrangements, they were approved by full council, and the minutes of full council are at Appendix A. Whitstable Harbour Board, it currently has 3 independent members, each of whom are appointed for a 3-year term. Now, council agreed that a 4th independent member should be recruited, and therefore, under the board's constitution, a competitive recruitment exercise has taken place. So the vacancy, it was advertised online, just in the same way as other posts are done at the council, and an advert was also displayed on our harbour notice boards. So the independent member advert, that's at Appendix E and B in the report. And the advert says, applications must be committed to developing the harbour whilst balancing potentially conflicting demands, any skills and skills in property and regeneration, and the knowledge of Whitstable would be particularly welcome. So current independent members bring skills and experience in marketing, facilities management and maritime safety. So 8 applicants were received, or 8 applications were received, and 3 applicants were shortlisted and invited for interview. So the selection panel comprised the chair of the Harbour Board, a councillor member, an independent member, and myself. And this is in accordance with the requirements of the Constitution. So interviews, they took place on Monday, the 12th of August. But as personal details of the candidates are included in my report, which is exempt from publication, it is now necessary to move to the closed session to discuss the candidates and the recommendation of the selection panel.
Thank you, Liam. I think that was really helpful to have that, so anybody listening today can actually find out where we got to this point. Was there any questions or any clarity you'd like Liam to help that's at all? Are we happy with that? Okay.
There is a small allowance, yeah, but it is unremunerated, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fine. So and those bits and pieces we'll deal with later, but the appointment and the process for it, of course, and the allowance is public knowledge. So, okay. So now we're going to go to item 5, and I make the following proposal, which is the standard one. We go into exclusion of press and public. I need you to vote on this, of course. That under section 100A 4 of the Local Government Act 1972, the public and press be excluded from the meeting during the consideration of the following items of business on the grounds that they involve the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in Part 1 of Schedule 12A of the Act of the Freedom of Information, or both. So it's Part 1, Schedule 12 of the Act of Freedom of Information, or both. Can we agree that now? But oh, I do. You're right. I do. I need. Who would you like to second that one, if you please? Thank you, Tom. That's Tom managed seconds. And if we're happy with that, we can do that by general assent. We happy with that? Thank you very much.